Okay, for the continuation of the service supply chains in the hospitality industry. Okay, so we have hospitality facilities here, the clubs, the institutional food service, assisted living facility, and then lodging, restaurants, timeshare, and events. So all of these are industries or hospitality industry facilities that gives products and services or that give products and services to our guests. And as we go along to giving products and services to guests, what are the mode of transportation that we are going to use in order for us to arrive on the place or for the guests to arrive in our place? Okay, here it goes the travel industry. We have the different mode of transportation. We have the trains, the ferries, the airlines, the bus, and coach, the car rental. Okay, and then upon reaching the place, so what are the facilities that other facilities or recreational facilities that might add their satisfaction? No? So we have the tourism industry, we have the travel trade, the attractions, the destination, marketing, the tourism planning, and development. So as you can see, these three major hospitality industries, no? The food industry, the lodging industry, the tourism, and the travel industry, they are all encompass each other and they need each other in order to give a better or a quality service and products to guests with the help of a well-managed supply chain. Okay, so there is a difference between offering versus services. So for the factor, we have the output, the customer interaction, the labor content, the input uniformity, the output uniformity, the product measure, quality improvement. So for the manufacturing side, for the output, they have tangible output. For the service side, tangible output. And then for the customer interaction, manufacturing side is limited. For the service, fairly high. For the labor content, the manufacturing fairly low, and then the service is fairly high. For the input uniformity, the manufacturing is high, and then the service is low because every day is a different day in the service industry or the hospitality industry. So there is a chance for different services day by day. So output uniformity is high, and then the service is low. Okay. The productivity measure is easy, and then for the service it's difficult, and then the quality improvement, manufacturing is fairly easy, and then for the service this is very difficult. Okay. So because once again I will repeat, as you enter the hospitality industry, you will be experiencing different experiences or different scenarios. You will meet different people, different segments, or segmentation. You will going to have different experiences in a different day. So that's the difference between manufacturing and service. There are three major forces of supply chain management. We have the globalization, the technology, and customer expectation. Okay, so for the globalization, so the in the entire world, in the entire globe. So you have different modes of transportation there. You have different connections to suppliers. So the supply, the demand, raw materials, component supplier, the retail store. No? So there are different retail stores or outlets or raw material suppliers from different ends of the world, different phases of the world. So you can supply your can experience supply chain. No? For example, you have clients from different side of the other side of the world. No? So you are meeting them halfway. So you are going to render them services and use transportation applicable for the delivery of their product in the okay. So we have the technology. So ayan, so we can see as we go along to this century, so more. beyond clicking na lang, no? So, in just one click, you're able to give orders in just one click. The delivery is there, no? You can place your orders in just a click, no? So, in connection to globalization, technology really helps. So, communications, global positioning, or the GPS. We have the radio frequency identification or the RFID. We have the electronic fund transfer or the ETF. We have the e-commerce and then the enterprise resource. No? So we have also the ERP or what we call the enterprise resource planning. Okay. So there are under three major forces. We have the customer expectations, no? So prior to that, we have the globalization and we have the technology. So under customer expectation, we have uh, six factors. Okay. So we have the uh, five item list of their expectations, high quality products and services, the prices, immediate availability, paid service, and national choices. So it's very hard to please the customers. So we have different sayings, no? So sabi nila, customer is always right. So we need, as a hospitality industry practitioner, we need to exceed the customer's expectations. We need to give service, a quality service. No? So kasi these days, customers are more focused on the experience rather than the materials or the tangible product. They are more on the services or the intangible products that we can give in the hospitality industry. Okay? So um, we need also to consider their expectations in order to run a smooth supply chain. No? So of course, they need a quality product that is very competitive in terms of prices. No, if the products are immediately available, and if you're going to give them great service, and if they have different or lots of choice. Okay, now let's go to the foundations of supply chain management. So we have the supply elements, we have the operation elements, the logistic elements, and the integration elements. Okay, so for the supply chain management, number one is supply element. We have here the traditional purchasing strategies. This emphasizes the use of many suppliers, competitive bidding, any short-term contracts, buyer-supplier relationships, supplier management as one of the crucial issues within the supplier or the supply chain management. We need to be sure that the supplier evaluated, certified, no, strategic partnerships. You need to build these strategic partnerships with your trading partners, no, and then ethical and sustainable sourcing within supply management discipline. Okay, so these are the factors that are need to be considered under supply chain management. Okay, so number two, we have the operations management. So this is the second foundation of supply chain management. It talks about the demand management strategies and systems, objective of matching demand to available capacity. It also talks about controlling or managing the inventory as one of the important aspects of operations and is certainly value enhancing for the firm. So we have the MRP or the software manages the inventory. So we also have the ERP or the enterprise resource planning. This provides real-time sales data, the inventory and production information to all business units and to key supply chain participants. Okay? So these are all the factors that should be given importance under operations elements of supply chain management foundation. Okay, next we have the logistics element. So this is all about the delivering of products to customers at the right time. So quality, the right quality, the right volume that requires a high value of planning and cooperation between the firm, its customers, and the various logistic elements or services employed, such as transportation, the warehousing and break bulk or repacking services. So this also involves a trade-off between cost and delivery timing or cost risk. So these are the following transportation carriers. We have the motor carriers, the air carriers, the water carriers, and the pipeline transportation. So under logistic elements also, we have the customer relation. This is developed through frequent contact with customers. So distribution network is one of the methods of ensuring successful product delivery. So all of the restaurants and hotels have their own distribution network. We have the global supply chain, no? So this works much larger, no? Because this is global, just larger market, economies of scale, low labor costs, cheaper supply base, higher quality supplier, and new product ideas. So with the risk naman, it can fluctuate exchange rates, affecting production, warehousing, purchasing, selling, prices, or operating exposure, government intervention. So dito tayo sa exchange rates kasi iba-iba rates, no? So this may affect the production and the like. And then we have the government intervention, no? So if you have different types of government, so it's very hard to have a relationship with other countries, no? Security of uh, concerns and potential changes in subsidies, the tariffs and taxes, failure to identify foreign customers' needs and local reactions to products because we have different cultures. No? So Filipinos are different from Chinese, from Europeans. So if the Filipino loves adobo, some of the uh, or some of the places or some other countries do not love that. No? So if that's why we have these, for example, the Jollibee Foods Corporation when or the Jollibee fast food chain, no, when they have or build their um, branch to, for example, to America, or they do not serve more of rice because the staple food for the Western countries is not rice, no? So the staple food there is more on bread. So they offer more breads than more of rice. So well, when here in the Philippines we have different dishes compared or partnered with rice. No? So they also consider those factors, the culture of different countries. So that's one of the risks. And then under logistic management, we also have successful service delivery that depends on the service location, the service capacity, the capability of service, providing warranty repairs and information, as well as financing, the insurance, and then the equipment troubleshooting and operating work. Okay. And then for the integration elements, this involves the coordination and integration process among the focal sphere and its key supply chain trading partners. So this is the most difficult foundation of the supply chain management because this requires high levels of internal functional integration of activities within which or within each of the participating firms such that the supply chain acts as one entity. Okay, so this is the most uh, difficult foundation of supply chain. Kasi kailangan ito, you are sincerely integrating all the elements, coordinating with all the suppliers and the focal firms and the trading partners. So this is the most difficult foundation of the supply chain management. Okay. So again, we have different foundations, or we have four foundations of supply chain management. Again, we have the supply element, we have the operations element, we have the logistic element, and we have the integration element. So for the activity, think of products or services within hospitality industry you receive, and then illustrate and describe the supply chain management process of the products, eh, services, or both. And then, since you are not able to present it in class, you can just upload it on the classwork area of the Google Classroom, and then I will check it more. So thank you very much for your time listening to learn something from the first topic of supply chain management.